Shark attacks are always sudden and unexpected, and many times they cause injuries. It is dangerous and causes great harm to all parts of the body, except that many people lose their lives because of sharks. But the surprise happened when the visitors to the aquarium were shocked when they saw a real human hand emerging from between the teeth of a shark when they were visiting the aquarium to enjoy the beauty of fish and strange creatures. Let us just get to know the details of the most complex mysteries of a murder revealed by a shark. Our story happened in Australia on April 17, 1935. There was a group of fishermen who went out for the purpose of fishing, and suddenly a huge shark 14 feet long was caught in the net. They made a great effort to catch it, and after they saw its huge size, they thought of offering it for sale to one of the fish ponds. The fish was actually then transferred to the aquarium to join the fish in it. But after spending a few days inside the aquarium, the shark began to show strange behavior and not eat the food that the trainers gave it. After a while, it began to spit out strange things from its stomach, such as a duck and a small fish. But the surprise was when it spit out a real human hand inside the aquarium's water, and here the visitors noticed it immediately and followed it. A state of panic and fear necessitated the arrival of officials to investigate the matter. It is natural for officials to believe that the rest of the human body's organs are inside the shark's stomach. And after the hand spits out, many incidents of sharks attacking people have been recorded, causing the death of hundreds of people. So this was very possible. After the forensic doctor arrived and examined the hand, he confirmed that the hand was not cut off by the shark because the doctor did not see any signs of shark teeth on the hand, but rather that it had been cut with a sharp tool. And here the investigators began to wonder, did the killer throw the body parts into the sea after committing the crime? The most important question is, whose hand is this? The investigation began immediately after that. The first thread was a tattoo that was drawn on the hand, which was boxers in a fighting state, and they felt that the tattoo was not common for an ordinary person to put on his hand. So they published the picture of the tattoo in the newspaper and asked the person who he tells him to call the police. Fortunately, a man named Edwin Smith recognized the tattoo and the arm and told them that the tattoo belonged to his brother, called Jimmy Smith, who is 40 years old and practices boxing. He said that he was missing, as he had been trying to contact him for a while and could not find him. Here the police started asking, what got Jimmy's hand into the shark's stomach? Where is the rest of the body? They tried to track Jimmy's movements on the last day. His brother said he spoke to him so they might find something. After tracking his movements, the police arrived at a place where he was playing dominoes, and it was located inside a hotel by the sea with a person named Patrick Brady. Upon reviewing Brady's criminal record, they discovered that his criminal record was not clean. And the thing that raised suspicion was that some information had arrived that he had changed the furniture in his house. Kamel a short time ago, almost after Jimmy disappeared, and this is certainly not a coincidence. After the police arrived at his house, they were bombarded with surprises. The first of which was that he had cleaned the apartment excellently and replaced all the furniture. They also noticed that there was a new box placed next to the wall. They saw a small boat near his apartment, and it had been cleaned well from top to bottom. And here you must say to yourself, as I said to myself, this is really strange that there is a person with a previous criminal record who cleans his house in this way. And a small boat near his house was also cleaned well, and this coincided with the discovery of his friend's hand in the stomach of a huge shark. That did not happen. It wasn't a coincidence. Here, Brady became the main suspect in the crime, but he had no connection to the case, no motive, and no evidence so that the police could arrest him. However, they continued to track his movements after he and Jimmy left the hotel, hoping they would find anything that would lead them to the perpetrator. After a while, something completely unexpected happened. One of the taxi drivers came with a testimony in which he said that a person whose name and description looked exactly like Brady. He was confused and thought he was hiding something under his coat. He took him to the house of a person named Reggie Holmes, which was the day after Jimmy disappeared. The police reached the owner of the boat, whose name is Reggie Holmes, a businessman who owns a company that builds ships and boats, and his record was never clean as he had been arrested in cases related to trading in contraband and using his boats for these purposes. The most strange thing is that James and Brady had worked with him, but when they interrogated him, Detectives Reggie denied knowing Jimmy and Brady. Completely after that, the investigators thought that the three had been involved in some illegal activities, and a dispute broke out between them. And again, the investigators did not have any evidence that they could keep in prison, so they released him and decided to collect more information about them. Perhaps they would find new information. After the release of businessman Reggie Holmes, the case took a completely unexpected turn. What happened 4 days later was that Holmes went and got on one of his speedboats, entered the sea, and shot himself, but the shot was not aimed accurately. He was only slightly injured, and he was able to get up and board the boat after regaining consciousness. But the people who witnessed the incident told the police immediately. After that, this time the interrogation will certainly be different from the previous interrogation. But unexpectedly, he decided to tell them the full story that happened with the victim, Jimmy Smith. According to him, Brady killed James and put him inside a large box and threw the box into the ocean. But he kept James's arm and brought it with him to Holmes's house, as the taxi driver mentioned, to blackmail him financially and threaten him by revealing all their secrets to the police. Holmes said that after Brady left, he tied the severed hand with a large piece of iron and threw it into the sea to sink to the bottom. As for the police, his account of the events confirms the presence of the arm in the stomach of the shark. Therefore, they told him of the necessity of giving his full statements to the judge and inside the court. But the surprise happened. The day before the court date, Holmes was found dead inside his car. And according to his last suicide attempt, it was expected that Holmes would have attempted suicide again and succeeded in doing so, but the timing was strange and highly suspicious. Some theories indicate that he hired a hired killer to kill himself, and his family would benefit from his life insurance. But the important thing that the police reached was that without Holmes's testimony, they would not be able to convict Brady or even confirm that James was dead in the first place, simply because they did not find the rest of the body, and it is simply possible for Brady to say that James could be alive even if his arm was amputated. With no new developments and the only evidence being an arm with a shark's stomach, the case collapsed and Brady was acquitted of killing James. But after a while, he was convicted of a forgery case different from the previous case. Of course, for Brady, a forgery case is much better and easier than a murder case. And Brady lived until the year of his death in 1965. The theories were that either Holmes killed himself or Brady was the one who got rid of James and Holmes. But in the end, they all remain just theories. Tell me in the comments which theory is more believable. Don't forget to press the like button and activate the notifications button on the channel to receive all the exciting upcoming stories, and watch a video of the athlete who survived an incredible plane crash twice.